Hey, Tony Gaston here, popping in. Now, this morning did something different, and I could notice a little difference because my allergies been acting up. But this morning, my wife had me do this thing with her called a gua sha. I think it's called, where you do the little, but it was a science to it though. It ain't just doing it. She had the little science, showed me how to do it. I had to open my lymph nodes and stuff first, and all of that, and putting under my arm, 3 different, areas. So feeling better, and wanted to pop in on here because I seen this post about Rashida and Kirk from Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta Housewives. No, Hip Hop, Loving Hip Hop Atlanta. One of the shows. I've never watched the show, but I know who Rashida is. And this lady just was doing her commentary, talking about she think that Rashida's in a contract, some type of contract, like, and all the businesses that they have together. And you never know what's going on with people's business, so I'm not even talking about that, because me being a celebrity life coach, I know that a lot of times 50% of what we read online is false. Or like, what I mean, like if we read something online, only 50% of what we reading is true. So like, yes, the cheating could be true, contract could not be true, the cheating could not be true, the contract could be true. It's just like that. It's one of those type of things. But I say that to say, one of the things that I think is important, that every woman or man, whoever's in the situation where you may not have all of the money, or like the business knowledge or the job or the money, be in a situation that if you need to, if you get to a point, you get to a place that you have somewhere you can go, something you can do. And it's very unfortunate, and because it's almost, it's something to where there's no foolproof way to go about it, because when you go into a relationship, you don't plan to fail, and you don't want to have like a plan B, so to speak, because you want to make it work. And let's say you have a mindset to where if you have a plan B that you can fall back on, then you're not going to give everything you can to plan A, then you shouldn't have a plan B. But if you are the type that you still will give everything to plan A, meaning making the marriage work, but at the same time have you something that you put into the side in case things go south, then you can do that. But one of the things that I feel every woman should do, and this was eye-opening when I seen the other day when I was on live and I Googled how much the average salary is, and it was like the man is $40,000, $42,000. The average woman is $30,000. And I was like, man, that's crazy, like, for that to be the situation, because it just seems so unfair. But you know how it is. And so as I'm thinking about that, it helped me realize, like, what every single woman should do is, you should, once you see, like, if you're in a relationship and you get cheated on, or like some type of abuse starts to happen, like verbal abuse or what have you, and your life isn't in danger, like let's say your life isn't in danger and you pretty much got a hold of it, you hate it, you don't love it, you definitely don't want to be in a relationship, but your life isn't in danger, and you can see where you have like 6 months to a year, you should immediately start putting resources together. And what I mean by that is, either get a job and or create allies. So here's what I mean by create out. So now get a job, that's you get that if you're not working. If you got a job, then you want to start putting up as much of a percent as you can. As much of a percent as you can, you want to start putting it up. And creating allies, what I mean is you want to learn about all of the foundations, the nonprofit organizations that have a program that help women leave abusive relationships. You want to learn about all of them, and you got to search it at the library or at work or on somebody else's phone or in a way that you're not going to be caught searching it. And you also, in addition to that, you have to let friends and family know, not of course in a messy way, but people that you know rock with you, people you know got your back, because you need an ally. People need to know what's going on, because sometimes things could go from 0 to 100. So you could lose your life when you're dealing with an abusive man. And if nobody knew what you were going through, the man could do it in such a way that it looked like an accident or it looked like a cover-up, and then you messed up. But if people know, then they know already suspect number one is your boyfriend, fiance, husband, what have you. Suspect number one, all real. And you also want to, with these allies, you want to go to the people that you know can help. Now this is a dangerous thing, because you don't get too many chances with this. So you got to know that you gone. Like, you got to know you done, because I've been that family member that have been called before by a female family member who says, hey, I'm in an abusive relationship, I'm trying to leave, and I need help with like first and last month rent so I could leave. And then here I come to the rescue with first and last month's rent, and it may be, back then it was probably $1,500 or something, and then the woman leave, go get a place, and then let the man come back to the relationship 2 weeks later, when I would have never given a dime if I knew the woman was gonna go back to the man. And that has happened to me more than one time. So that's why I'm telling you, you don't get too many chances for this to happen. So if you call friends and family and you doing like a GoFundMe, in essence, you doing like a GoFundMe, for one, the money need to be going to a separate account. So when your man go to work, you need to get up and go to a bank and open up a bank account, free checking account. You get that account, you need to hook it up to Zelle with your phone number and your email, and you need to let your friends and family know that what you planning to do. Let them know that you're gonna be doing some work from home. Let them know this one time, I think God will, he'll always forgive you, but I think this one time it's understood, because even the Bible say don't blame a man who steals when he hungry. But this the one time you could tell, your man that, hey, I'm finna get this job just to help us out. I'm making $10 an hour, but really you making $25 an hour, or you making $20 an hour, or $15 an hour. You tell him you making 10 or 12. So that way when the money come, boom, you were able to siphon some off. Now, if you got a situation where, he real toxic, he abusive, then he got all your money coming to like a joint account or to an account that he owned, and that's you kind of, that's when you kind of messed up on that side. But you got to be creative, and you got to be creative. So in that situation right there, what I would do if I was a woman in that situation, I would look at household items, and I would have more people create like a LLC that say such and such cleaning, or such and such lawn, or such and such grocery, and I'll be sending money there as if I'm paying for a household service. If you in that type of situation where you with somebody who got a lot of money, and so you got to pay for stuff, and they don't really, you know, they just see it on there as lawn services or this services or that service or that. Now, if y'all real tight, ain't really got no money like that, then all that stuff might not fly. So what you're going to have to do is, some people in a situation where you got friends and family who will put up a little bread, everybody might loan you $100, you got to go to 20 people. Somebody got 500, somebody got $1,000. Now, you know, you sitting good. Now, what an apartment will do, if you talk to a property manager, like the person in the office at a apartment that is not like a luxury apartment, but it's like a normal type of place to live, or you go to like a place that's like private owned by, you know, somebody, and they just got like a quad or a duplex or something like that, then they'll work with you, and you just say, hey, look, I've been in a relationship, I've been a homemaker, which means a stay-at-home, you know, wife, stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home girlfriend, and I don't really have credit like that, but I got a job and I'm gonna be working, but my friends and family have put up the money for first, last, and security deposit. So when you explain your situation, you'll find somebody that'll work with you. As long as you finna show that you employed and that you're gonna be working, or you get a notarized letter from a family member that says they'll cover your rent or whatever. And if you can't go somewhere like that by yourself, if you ain't got no friends and family, I mean, you can't go somewhere by yourself because, no, if you don't need to go somewhere by yourself, like you live in a city that got friends and family, then you better off going and trying to stay in the room with friends and family for a little while and working from there. And just nobody know what friend, he don't know what friend or family member that is. Because one thing I'm gonna tell you, like, once you start getting abused, like, it don't really, unless something happened that like shakes something up, it don't really change. Like, if you got a guy and he really doesn't have like just a moral compass, it's just gonna get worse. Like, that's one of the things where the saying, a leopard don't change his spots, that's where it's pretty much about true. Like, yes, there are exceptions to the rule, but it's like, do you want to risk your life trying to be an exception to the rule? Like, I changed my life, but the reason why I changed my life is because I know God, and I have a conviction from the Holy Spirit. Like, I know God. But if your man has no type of faith, and he has no type of conviction, and he just has no type of moral compass, I'm also a man who doesn't curse, who doesn't get drunk, who doesn't smoke, who doesn't gamble, who doesn't watch porn, who doesn't masturbate. So I have a lot of self-discipline and a relationship with God. So it's a bit different. And that's what, so when you take a gamble, you got to make sure that this is a man that can change. Like, this is a man who, he's not perfect, but he wants to be better. But if it's none of the sort, none of that right there, then you don't waste your time. Like, cause you will wake up dead. And I know that don't, you know, make sense literally, but that's what I mean. You will wake up dead. And so I'm coming to pick up me some crowd legs, and y'all hush with oh, that's the such and such of the sea, roach of the sea. All right, all right, let it be what it is. I'm sure it'll tear up. And so you wanna think about that. And somebody took my little spot I be parking in when I couldn't get my crowd legs. My mother-in-law wants some crowd legs too. Tatum want him some shrimp. And you got to think about that and be mindful. And now, of course, this could be, it's a million things, and I know people have put some recommendations in the chat and things like that and all of that. But what you need to do is what I call an exit strategy. And an exit strategy, when your life isn't on the line, typically takes about 6 months at the least, and then sometimes it can take longer. But with the exit strategy, you really want to be mapping out a plan to where you could get some money and you could get on out of Dodge. And so many women, and let's say like in like a Rashida case, it's a lot harder because her marriage is her business. And that's why I try to tell y'all, when you monetize love, so she is in a marriage, but she on TV with the marriage. So now the marriage is a business. And then when you build business with your partner, the marriage is a business. And it's kind of like, if you're not being beat on, it's a lot of women that can come to terms with a man sticking his thing in another woman. A lot of women will come to terms with that, especially if they in a position where they could touch. They bringing in hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And it's kind of like, okay, do I let my whole life and all these finances and everything I got, do I let all that go to move on to go be with another man who I'm not going to be able to monetize with like this, and still probably going to get cheated on? And that's just how dim the hope be for a lot of women, just because of the cheating situation. And just women, so many women say to themselves, it don't matter if you with a whatever, a boss man, or if you with a garbage man, you gonna get cheated on. Whether you getting cheated on with the $10 prostitute in the hood, or whether you getting cheated on with the high-powered attorney, you gonna get cheated on. And so, just like the lady in Atlanta, Fannie Willis, or whoever it was that was sleeping with the man, whatever his name was, I'm pretty sure if they not living together and all that she wasn't the only woman he's sleeping with. And whoever the other woman he's sleeping with probably thought she in a relationship with the man and didn't know the man sleeping with Fannie Willis. And it's like, and look how big her name is, but yet in a situationship. And so when you think about that, it's like, that is what be killing people hope. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the abuse now, you got to be ready to leave, because you're going to lose your life anyways. If you stay, you're going to die. And when it comes to cheating, you still can end up dying, because who your person sleeping with, you don't know if they crazy and want to come loosen the lug nuts on your tire, so that when you get on the highway going to work, your tire come off and you lose your life. Like the TV show Snapped is real. Like, those real stories, that ain't fiction. And it comes from, a lot of the times, people getting killed from infidelity. So this is something to think about. And, you know, keep your mind right. But hey, it's Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon.